My name is Chastity Rowland, and in this presentation, I will be discussing racial inequalities in my community. I chose this topic because racial inequalities continue to affect people where they live, the quality of education when they receive it, and the opportunities they have. Even though we often think of inequality as terms of income, races that shapes the social class and access to research, I took three pictures to represent how racial inequality appears in everyday life, such as housing, education, and community spaces. In this slide, you will see that the wealth picture could use of the wealth is on the left, the poverty is on the right. So you will see the communities of what the wealthy neighborhoods are and what the poor neighborhoods look like. So the images that represent racial economic segregation is historically and practices like the red lining and discriminatory lending that's kept from many black and many Latino families through, whereas wealthier neighborhoods is within the Caucasian race. As a result of these, the communities face limited access to the quality of schools, safe parks, and grocery stores. And then the photos also illustrate how much the value of money is when it comes between wealth and poverty. The money structures the way somebody lives and the opportunities that come with it. In the second photo, to know the difference between the educational equalities, you will see on the left hand side that you'll have people with modern technology, in the school system, separate spaces, in a room to create your own identity. And then on the right side, you will see how it's less technology, shared spaces, and you have limited access to room and growth within the education. This creates a cycle where children from marginalized racial groups have fewer opportunities to succeed, even when they work together just as hard. Education should have a ladder of mobility, but racial inequality in school funding and access often keeps people in the same class position for generations. In this photo of community resources, this comes from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, my hometown, and these are some of the community resources that we'll use to help lift people up that are in needs, such as Second Harvest Food Bank, the Hope Program, Precise Words, and this is Winston-Salem Rescue Mission. So, Winston-Salem Rescue Mission focuses on giving people food that are homeless and that need structure. Forsyth Works helps people find trade jobs to be able to afford their family that they have, and also help with environmental racism. And Hope, this is to give people hope, helps with like school lunches when school is out for the kids, also gives the whole family like big Thanksgiving dinner meals to the individual families so they can take it home to cook, so they will have something to feel like home. The differences in all of these, it affects the health and the quality of life. People who live in underfunded areas often have shorter lifespans, higher stresses, and fewer healthy options available to them. So the class system in theory, the way that work is the class system in the United States is based upon income, occupation, and education. It often is described as an open system, meaning people can move up or down depending on the effort and opportunity that they do. But in reality, the structural barriers like racism, discrimination, unequal access makes the upward mobility much harder for certain groups. The benefit of this system is that, in theory, hard work can lead to success. The drawback is that it often ignores many history and systematic racism, giving people a permanent head start while others are left behind. Some of the solutions for this is more adequate school funding, housing reforms, and investment in underserved neighborhoods. This would be as equal having the same education as a wealthy person in poor neighborhoods. This could be having lowering rent prices or affordable housings that are clean and in a safe community space for people that's underserved. And then the investment could be policies that targets racial disparities in hiring, healthcare, and policy making. These changes can help create a fair access and resources and opportunities.